All right. I just wanted to make a video really quick and talk about how I believe God impacts our life. At least share it a way in which I understand it. And this might be a boring video to some. Hopefully, it can be helpful to other people to visualize and conceptualize this. So, I like to think of myself as like a physicist when it comes to the gospel. So, I've like mastered the basics, I think, at this point. Not like mastered as in perfect, but mastered as in I understand it completely and I'll be able to help other people understand the basics as well. Now that I understand the basics, I'm trying to understand the physics, the what and the how and why everything works the way it does in our life. So I've got this little diagram. I guess I saw it. I was at church yesterday and I was thinking about it, and I kind of just started drawing a picture, an image, and it made sense to me. um God's impact and his influence in our life is like the ripple effect. It's like when something disturbs the surface of the water and it sends ripples outwards. So at the beginning of your life, you're not really so inclined, or I guess you're not acclimated to God at that point. You're not familiar with him, but people tell you about God. They raise you and to have an understanding and a belief in God. And so I drew this, and there's like a long explanation I wrote under it, but this is like the ripple. These are like impacting moments where God's influence directly happens to you, and you know that God is real for sure. Then you have these ripples, and they can affect you in other ways. Where like the moment where God decided to intervene with this reality and put His hand through the veil and touch something in this life, the ripple of that might also be felt. So one example of a ripple is like my parents meeting and starting the family. So that's a huge event, but that did not happen to me, that happened to them. And the ripple of that, I can see the effects of it. And it's stuff that influences me to have a testimony and a belief in God. But as I ponder the ripples, as I look at the different things that are in my life, the different influences, I can see the effect, but I don't know what caused it. Or at least like I believe and I can assume what caused it, but I won't know until I actually see it happen for myself. So as I get closer, there start to come events that are direct confirmations of in God's influence. So I can see the effects, the ripples, and I can extrapolate and be like, something must have caused that, and I can identify. I believe that this is what caused it, but until I see it happen in my own life, I will not know. And so the whole point of this is that um, everyone has to make a personal decision to identify the source of the what's causing the change and what's causing the events that happen in our lives. And so once you realize that it's God and that it's like the drops, if you can see the drops that are falling and directly disturbing the water, this is like the fabric of your reality. Once you understand that, it's like you bring a cup, and instead of like waiting for God's influence to impact the water, and you start collecting it. And once you have enough, you can drink it. You can, I guess, you can examine it, you can drink it, you can do whatever you want with it. And that water fills you up and it fills you with life. So instead of life happening to you, you're actually going up to the source of it and you're taking it and you're using it how you want to use it. I think it's pretty cool. And if you want to understand how this process works, so like if you feel like you're on the outside of this ripple effect and you're kind of noticing the ripples, but you're not really understanding them or contemplating them, there's a simple solution. There's a scripture that's in the Book of Mormon. It's Alma chapter 26, verse 22. And I'm not going to read it because I want you to read it. I want you to search it out and find it for yourself. The scripture talks about the exact pattern and the exact method in which you will be able to go to the middle and know exactly what the source is and identify it for yourself. So if Alma 26:22, if you want to understand life and you want to understand the meaning of and the purpose, and you want to confirm for yourself whether or not God is there, Alma 26:22 is how you'll do it. And I'll add I guess a clue or a hint is that you have to do it sincerely and emphatically, and you need to make it count every single time. And it's gonna be good for you if you can follow through with it. So yeah, that's just how I envision God's change and his effect and his influence in our lives. Hopefully that helps someone who wasn't really understanding it. And yeah, that's all I had to say for today. But yeah, see you guys later.